Good day, family. As we continue our teaching on seeing Christ in the tabernacle, we'll continue our teaching on the Ark of the Covenant, but today we'll talk about the mercy seat. For this, we're going to read Exodus chapter 25, verses 17 through 21. And thou shalt make a mercy seat of pure gold. 2 cubits and a half shall be the length thereof, and 1 cubit and a half the breadth thereof. And thou shalt make 2 cherubims of gold, of beaten work shalt thou make them, in the 2 ends of the mercy seat. And make 1 cherub on the one end, and the other cherub on the other end, even of the mercy seat shalt thou make the cherubims on the 2 ends thereof. And the cherubims shall stretch forth their wings on high, covering the mercy seat with their wings, and their faces shall look one toward another. Toward the mercy seat shall the faces of the cherubims be. And thou shalt put the mercy seat above upon the ark, and in the ark thou shalt put the testimony that I shall give thee. On the Day of Atonement, once a year, the high priest would go into the Holy of Holies and would go and they would offer a blood sacrifice upon the mercy seat. And this blood sacrifice was offered to God. So, for this, we're going to read Leviticus chapter 16, verses 12 through 16. And he shall take a censer full of burning coals of fire from off the altar before the Lord, and his hands full of sweet incense beaten small, and bring it within the veil. And he shall put the incense upon the fire before the Lord, that the cloud of incense may cover the mercy seat that is upon the testimony, that he die not. And he shall take of the blood of the bullock, and sprinkle it with his finger upon the mercy seat eastward. And before the mercy seat he shall sprinkle the blood with his finger 7 times. Then he shall kill the goat of the sin offering that is for the people, and bring his blood within the veil, and do with that blood as he did with the blood of the bullock, and sprinkle it upon the mercy seat and before the mercy seat. And he shall make an atonement for the holy place because of the uncleanness of the children of Israel, because of their transgressions and all their sins. So shall he do for the tabernacle of the congregation that remaineth among them in the midst of their uncleanness. So we see here a few things would be brought in to the most holy place. The first thing we see is that he would bring in some sweet incense that had been beaten small. And the incense would be a signal or a type of prayers for the people, as we see in Revelation chapter 8, verses 3 and 4. And another angel came and stood at the altar, having a golden censer, and there was given him much incense, that he should offer it with the prayers of the saints upon the golden altar, which was before his throne. And the smoke of the incense, which came with the prayers of the saints, ascended up before God out of the angel's hand. So this smell of these prayers and this incense was sweet to God, a sweet smelling savor that was offered before him as incense, the prayers of the people. Next thing that happened is that a fire appeared. This fire not only represented God, but it represented the purifying power of God. Malachi chapter 3, verses 2 and 3. Who may abide in the day of his coming, and who shall stand when he appeareth? For he is like a refiner's fire, and like fuller's soap. And he shall sit as a refiner and a purifier of silver, and he shall purify the sons of Levi, and purge them as gold and silver, that they may offer unto the Lord an offering in righteousness. So we see here that the fire of God is like a refiner's fire. And if you understand the refining process of precious metals, they take them and they put them under just the right amount of heat to cause the impurities to rise to the top. And then those impurities are scraped off so that you have the pure metal, be it gold, silver, or other metal. Otherwise, if they put it under too much heat, it would destroy it and it would be no good. Not enough heat, then it would be impure and thus no good. But under just the right amount of heat, it would be pure. Well, the Spirit of God would bring just around the right amount of heat to purify the people through the blood sacrifice. Next, a cloud appeared. And when the cloud appeared, that was a place where God many times would dwell in the cloud. Numbers chapter 9, verses 15 and 16. And on the day that the tabernacle was reared up, the cloud covered the tabernacle, namely the tent of testimony. And at even, there was upon the tabernacle as it were the appearance of fire until morning. So it was always. The cloud covered it by day, and the appearance of fire by night. There were other places in the Bible where when God appeared upon the mountain of God, he would appear in the daytime as a cloud, or in the cloud, and at night in the cloud as a fire. This shows the presence of God in the most holy place when he met with the high priest. And again, there was a blood sacrifice offered also, that the priest die not. And that's the last thing, is that blood was sprinkled as purifying for sin. And we can read this in Hebrews chapter 9, verses 21 and 22. Moreover, he sprinkled with blood both the tabernacle and all the vessels of the ministry, and almost all things are by the law purged with blood, for without the shedding of blood there is no remission. As we see, when he offered the blood sacrifice, it was for the purifying of the articles, but also for the purifying of the sins of the people. It takes blood to purify us. But in our day and time, it's the precious blood of Jesus that purifies us, that would cause us to be that bride that would come to Christ without spot or wrinkle or any such thing. So here we see Christ in the tabernacle. As we continue this teaching, tomorrow we'll begin to talk about the articles that are inside the Ark of the Covenant. Have a blessed day. God bless you.